Hello and welcome to the channel. Whether you're new or if you've been watching, let's summarize what we've done so far. We took down the old wood, we put up some foam board insulation as well as some fiberglass insulation. Next, it was time to attach some OSB sheets to the trusses on the ceiling. We then put some rolls of insulation into the ceiling, attached some plywood to the walls. After painting the ceiling, we could then sheathe the upper portion of the walls, move on to the electric, and install some lights throughout the building. In this episode, we'll be installing a 2-post lift and giving it a fresh paint job.
Well, unfortunately, the old work truck is broken right now. We've got a little bit of truck stuff to do today. Just got to carry some stuff around. But fear not. We got the next best thing. We got our 30 plus mile to the gallon work truck right here. 2008 Chevy Aveo. Truly the pinnacle of engineering. Over there, GM. Look at that. That's like an 8-foot boom arm for the tractor. Oh yeah, like a glove. We've got chains, we got binders. She's ready to rip. I seriously love this car. If you guys have never had a bare bones 5-speed power, nothing, no AC, no ABS, absolutely no bells and whistles, 30 plus mile to the gallon, $1,600 hatchback, you should get one because they're awesome.
So with the Aveo loaded and the remaining trucks in the family fleet gathered, we all made our way over to Mom and Dad's house. Now, Kayla and I had been storing our lift in Mom and Dad's barn for approximately 3 years at this point. And the timing just so happened that once we were ready for the lift, Mom and Dad were actually selling their house and in the process of downsizing. And on top of that, Dad had actually just been in a fairly serious car accident. So although we were there to pick up our lift, in reality, the whole family was there to pack up Mom and Dad and clean up the property one last time before they were headed on to greener pastures.
So Caleb did some light brush hog work and the fields are looking nice. By light, I mean he was out there all day because it's like 7:30 now. The sun is going down. And now we're finally about to get the lift arms out of Caleb's parents' barn and take them to our house. This is the next step in the barn project, so this is exciting stuff here. Oh, let's hit the tractor!
Am I on the ground?
Despite not having any weights for the front of the tractor, we were able to get this old girl loaded up by using Andrew's ballast and steering with the wheel brakes. Luckily, we had some help there, and thanks again, Mom and Dad, for letting us store it there for probably 3 years, and thanks Andrew and everybody else who helped us load it. Once it was on the trailer, it's just a matter of strapping it down and then enjoying a nice scenic ride home. So after I had the lift arms and some of the accessories cleaned up and painted, we turned our attention to actually getting the lift posts off of the trailer and stood up in place. In order to accomplish this, we had to call in the big guns. So thank you to Mom, Dad, Andrew, Don, Pap, and anyone and everyone else who's helped us in this process. It truly is a blessing to have such willing and capable people in your lives. We're able to do so much that we simply would not be able to accomplish without the help of our amazing family, friends, and neighbors. So in the event that any of you amazing people ever see this video, please know that you are genuinely appreciated, and we cannot thank you enough. With the lift posts upright and installed securely, I was able to turn my attention to cleaning up the old girls a little bit. Now this just entailed, per usual, just hitting it with an angle grinder, cleaning it off with a little bit of acetone, and giving her a little spritz with some rattle can spray paint. I didn't nail the blue, as you'll see. I couldn't find the correct shade of blue, so I instead just went with one of my favorite shades of blue. And I should also point out that I wanted to keep the forward logo, but it was a decal, it wasn't painted on, and unfortunately I couldn't preserve the decal and also clean up the paint behind it. So if anyone knows where or how I could get my hands on one of those old vintage or legacy forward logos with the headdress and such, I would be very interested. Please let me know in the comments below.
I think I've reached one of those points in the project where you just gotta take a step back and don't become a victim of scope creep. I gotta just remind myself what I'm doing. Don't get so caught up in the task at hand that I lose sight of the overall goal. You know, I have a tendency to not be able to see the forest through the trees, so to speak. And I need to try to not fall victim to that right now. So I know that this still looks dirty, and it still is. It's not perfect by any means. But I could probably spend a year doing this. I mean, in reality, like a steam genie or like an industrial hot water pressure washer would probably be step one, and then some type of media blasting would probably be step two if you really wanted this to come out perfect. But again, I gotta remember, what is the goal? What am I doing? And what I'm doing is cleaning up an old lift that spent the last 3 years wrapped up in a tarp in a barn because I'm installing it in my shop. It's not a restoration. It honestly doesn't even need done. I think I could just finish hooking it up and it would operate perfectly fine as is. Only doing it because I kind of like things to look nice. And I think that I'm approaching the appropriate level of effort. I think with this much effort, it will do just that. It'll look nice. We're gonna spray paint it. It's not getting powder coated or anything. And the idea is that when you walk in and you see it, you're like, oh, that lift is blue. That's the color we're painting it. Not, that lift is spent the last 3 years in a barn or under a tarp outside or whatever. Just the lift looks nice. And that's all I'm really going for. Honestly, that's not terrible as is. It's not horrible. So yeah, will the paint stick to that? I don't know, we'll find out. Is it gonna be perfect? Nope. Is it gonna fisheye? Almost certainly. But will it look blue when you walk in rather than rust? Hopefully, we'll find out. Stay tuned. Okay, I feel like that went well. I think that was the perfect level of effort. I mean, by no means is it perfect. There's 2 quick coats. I mean, you guys watched me do it. No masking or anything. I mean, you saw that the floor wiped right up. There's just a little bit of a darker blue haze out here. That's from like grinding. That's the paint that came off of the lift. We just haven't mopped the floor yet. Yeah, if you wet mop this floor, it comes spick and span. I mean, I'm not gonna wash the whole floor on my hands and knees with paper towels, but I just wiped up the overspray just so, it would look nice in this shot. But either way, neither here nor there. But yeah, there you go. Not perfect, but it's freaking blue. Like when you walk in and you look at it, I think it looks pretty good. I mean, that's where we came from. I think that looks a lot nicer. And for maybe the first time in my life, I feel like I nailed the appropriate amount of, the appropriate level of effort. So I'm pretty happy about that. Obviously, let me know what you think. But yeah, on to whatever's next.
All right, and with that, the mechanicals are pretty much finished. We're installed, and we can just turn our attention to plumbing and wiring. and we're getting close to wrapping this project up.
This thing cleaned up pretty good. Again, good enough for who it's for. I just ripped my pants. Good. It's getting worse. But yeah. Not trying to make it perfect, just trying to make it not gross to handle. Make it look nice. Since it's going on the nice shiny lift posts. Unfortunately, when we were cleaning up the lines, noticed a few bad spots, like that, if it would focus, is down to the wires, the cable, or the steel, the braiding, I guess. On that one's pretty short, it's like no biggie or whatever. But unfortunately on the long one, if I can find them, there are gouges as well that are down to the braiding. So probably should replace both the lines, the hydraulic lines. Oh, we need to clean up this box. Forgot to clean that up. Anyway, there's a truck shop down the road. Well, not really down the road, but in town that does like truck drive lines, and they also do hydraulic lines, I think. So I guess we'll take these down there and see how much they'll charge us. Still feel like we still got a pretty good deal on the lift, and even with the few $100s I'm sure that's going to be for that like 20-foot hydraulic line, it still a pretty good deal. So right on, I guess. Let's see if we can get this thing installed. All right, there we have it. Hopefully you guys will agree that came out pretty clean. Take you up top, show you what it looks like. It took me longer than it should have, because I'm not very good at anything. But I only was dumb and got shocked once, so I got that going for me. I'll tell you what, that was my first time getting hit by 220, and that tickles a little bit different in 110. I can still feel that. But it was my own stupid fault, so yeah. I think it came out pretty clean.
The bud is like perfectly in the back.
This bud's for you. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, don't smash my hand. Whoop.
Finally, after having everything cleaned up, installed, plumbed, and wired, All we had left to do was hit her with some oil and grease and finish this project up. Well, folks, there you have it. That's our car lift that we bought while we were still in school, stored in my parents' barn for 3+ years, dragged out with a tractor, gave her the old spit shine, and now she's the centerpiece of our dream workshop. If you guys are still watching, we can't thank you enough. We really appreciate everyone's time, and we think it's so neat that anyone follows along at all. Thank you, as always, and we hope to see you in the next one.